Well, for more on this, I'm joined in the studio by the Middle East analyst Nabila Ramdani. And Nabila, what do you think is the motivation behind this?
Behind the attack?
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly linked to the wider philosophy of Al-Qaeda backed or inspired groups. That's why they keep targeting consistently Western interests and indeed Western lives, because they know that the number one priority of Western governments would be the preservation of Western lives, and indeed Western populations and Western media would respond to that. And it's been a tactic used also to, they're using those hostages as human bargaining chips, and that's how they fund their activities as well, by raising money, making money out of that kind of sinister.
And what about the link with the French intervention in Mali?
Well, I think there's a direct connection between this attack, which happened on Algerian soil, and that is no coincidence, because Algeria openly supported the French intervention in Mali. The French President, François Hollande, admitted that there was a strong connection there. For the Algerian president to open the Algerian airspace to the French to share intelligence and indeed to cooperate fully was seen as a further provocation by the terrorists.
What about the way this was carried out, the way the terrorists got into the gas plant and then were able to take this huge group of hostages?
Well, I think the attack might have been planned against the BP facility for some time, but the real trigger was undoubtedly the French intervention in Mali. And the Algerian response to that was very firm and uncompromising from the start. They said that there would be no negotiations with terrorists on the plant. And it has baffled perhaps the politicians here in the UK, who perhaps would have liked Algeria to share, to be more cooperative in the way it's dealing with it. But Algerians are seeing this first and foremost as an internal matter. And in real pragmatic terms, this attack is taking place on Algeria's largest gas plant. It represents a significant proportion of Algerian economy, and there was no possibility of the government allowing Al-Qaeda effectively to control this plant. And to make a general point, I think the response would have been less firm from Algerian security forces had Westerners been abducted in a more remote place, as was the case in 2003 when 32 European nationals were abducted by Al-Qaeda-inspired groups, were eventually released and with no harm over a period of 6 months.
Okay, Nabila, thank you. Now let's turn to the severe weather, which is continuing to cause disruption across the UK. Drivers are being warned of fresh ice on already treacherous ground in some parts of the country, with some roads closed altogether. And at Heathrow,